Alright. Good evening, everyone. I'm Matt Mendel.
And I'm nervous. Before we begin, we want everyone to know that while we were practicing this, we timed it to exactly 9 minutes and 59 seconds, twice. So those of you that are betting on the length of our speech, there's your over-under. Start your timers.
Dear graduates, faculty, parents, siblings, family, friends, family friends, and old people that just come to these things, good evening and congratulations to the class of 2017.
First off, we'd like to thank our moms, dads, teachers, grandparents, siblings, especially moms, that helped us get to this point. All the packed lunches, last-minute binder drop-offs, and Henley dance pickups did not go unnoticed.
Commencement speeches are traditionally filled with life advice and tips for the future. But as you well know, we're all in the same spot as all of you. We don't know anything that you don't. But I guess a lot of you thought it would be funny to watch us try. With that being said, feel free to completely disregard any advice we give you during the speech.
If you've been to a graduation before, you might be wondering why we're doing this at the same time. Between us, this is the 8th graduation we've attended at Western. And while there are typically 2 speeches from 2 speakers, we chose to do this one together because 1, we didn't want to bore you with 2 speeches.
And 2, we've known each other for 15 years and thought it would only be fitting to finish off our high school careers embarrassing ourselves on stage together.
To start, we thought it would be appropriate to provide a brief class history. So, let's start at the beginning. I suppose it all began at the very first lunch as a 6th grade class. You might remember we were forced to sit with our STING classes. Matt and I were sitting at opposite ends of the cafeteria, and amidst the shouting and overwhelming scent of Axe body spray, we linked eyes.
It was in that moment that we knew 2 things. First, that I had forgotten my lunchbox at home.
And second, that we had peaked in the 5th grade and it was all going to be downhill.
I think we can all agree there's nothing else worth noting about middle school. So we're skipping ahead. After graduating from Henley, and with the pinnacle of our adolescent awkwardness behind us, we collectively entered the 9th grade as some of the most self-centered and egotistic tweens on earth. On our first day of high school, Tim, myself, and a group of friends sat down at a table in the corner of the cafeteria, scared to death that we were trespassing on someone else's table, as it seemed everyone else knew exactly where to sit.
This is a legitimate fear, and things got real very quick. This wasn't middle school anymore, and as all Disney movies have proven, we were thrown in the cage with actual adults, only way more beards and way fewer musical numbers.
A group of big football-playing senior boys notified us that we had, in fact, taken their seat. We all stood up obediently and assumed our rightful spot on the floor of the math hall for the rest of the year. I'd like to personally thank all of those seniors of the class of 2014 who made me leave that lunch table, and by doing so, provided some much-needed humility.
So high school was maybe a little scary to start, but one of the great parts is that you are given the opportunity to chase after and pursue your own interest.
Tim and I happen to share a lot. We are both in journalism, both graduated from V.L. Murray Elementary School, both die-hard Red Sox fans, and we're both passionate about music. Difference being, Tim liked music enough to wear overalls and a glitter jacket on Friday nights.
And Matt was smart enough to learn guitar just to the point where he can get girls. Because what else can a musical education do for you?
Despite our similarities, it would be entirely untrue to say that our experiences at Western were the same.
I have made countless memories with the 40-something of my best friends sitting in the band over there. There's something about 14-hour bus rides to Chicago that changes a man. I was not the same getting off that bus from when I got on.
The bonds and memories I've made in the pool and on the baseball diamond are ones that will last a lifetime. Point being, we all did different things here in our time at Western. And while we are all going different ways, we can be confident in the people that we have become. I guess I'm gonna get it. All right. I guess I'll just start again with the thing I was saying before.
Back to page 1.
Nah.
Okay, I think it's my line.
No, I think it's
No.
okay. All right. Point being, we all did different things here in our time at Western, and while we were all going different ways, we can. Try speaking.
Hello?
All right.
Do you want to say that one more time?
Yeah. All right. Essentially, we can be confident in the people we have become.
We have future artists, doctors, scientists, mathematicians, athletes, and veterinarians. We have future lawyers, world travelers, convicts, and novelists. We aren't quite there yet, but that's what comes next.
The next step is yours. You, as a member of the class of 2017, are ready to do your thing.
This might be a stretch, but here's an analogy to explain the situation. You know how in basketball video games, there's a feature to create your own player? You can select their height, weight, shooting ability, dribbling skills, and more. In a way, you've done just that.
You've learned, you've worked hard, and you've developed into an incredibly talented 6'7" NBA prospect. You guys are ready. And now it's just time to have fun. Or in other words, do what you do and do it well.
The journey to tonight's graduation definitely wasn't easy. We all took different roads to get here. Matt took 250, myself 64. In all seriousness, to get to this day, we had to overcome a number of challenges. We were the guinea pig class in so many ways.
We took the new SAT. We were the first class to complete a mandatory online course, which I'm pretty sure I didn't do. And we were the first to use the career planning service, Naviance, that came quite close to ruining all of our lives forever.
In an effort to minimize classroom distraction, someone decided to block Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook on the school's Wi-Fi. We were understandably distressed. Twitter was eventually unblocked and Mr. Bonham was free again, but for the rest of us, we had a problem to solve. Being the change makers we are, we discovered the wonders of a virtual private network.
Commonly abbreviated as a VPN, a virtual private network masks your web identity as someone from another city, state, or country, which means that the school can't recognize your phone. This way, we were able to Snapchat all day long. And the Wi-Fi wasn't gonna bail on us.
We were faced with a crisis, and it's kind of sad that we have to send each other photos of our faces to show we care, but that's our main method of communication. However, our innovation did not stop there. We have a drone club, a tech center, 3D printers, laser cutters, a sound studio, 2 microwaves, and a sewing machine. Can't say I ever touched the sewing machine, but hopefully someone did.
Our generation saw a number of innovations and improvements, and our parents loved to remind us that they had it much worse. They went to a high school from the 70s. They had mean old teachers, and everyone smoked in the bathrooms. Clearly, our high school experience wasn't all that different. Seniors in high school are constantly told one common piece of advice from their parents, siblings, teachers, and friends: enjoy it. While I appreciate their concern over my happiness, I can assure everyone that was a common agenda among us seniors. This was the year of many laughs for all of us, so we were sure to relish the moments. For some of us, this was the last time we could competitively play the sports that we love.
For others, this was the last time that opposing student sections could throw coins at us as we marched on our own field at halftime.
It was the last time we could mess around in class, because I hear that doesn't really happen in college. Tonight's ceremonies signify that we've made it. In a few minutes, assuming what I said about that online class doesn't come back to haunt me, we'll all be accepting our diplomas. And while we, the graduates, are in the spotlight, it is important for us to stop and thank the people who made this night possible. The Western cafeteria and custodial staffs have been there for us, day in and day out. Thank you for providing the chocolate muffins when we needed them. Yeah. Thank you for providing the chocolate muffins when we needed them on those cold winter mornings, cleaning up after us when we didn't do so, and always taking good care of us.
My next line was to ask you to clap, so I'm just going to skip ahead. Thank you to the teachers who not only made us read good, but put up with us every day. If we think we had it tough, I am sure they'd beg to differ.
While we are celebrating our 4th and final year of high school, we have 2 teachers who are hanging up their hats with the class of 2017 after more than 30 years each at Western. Yeah, 30 years. That's like going to high school 8 times.
Is Miss Whitten here? I didn't see her, but track meet. Both of them. Mrs. Whitten is a staple of the Western scene and among the wisest of anyone I have ever met. It takes incredible courage to teach behind the wheel, as she puts her life on the line every time she gets in the car with a teenager who claims they have 15 hours of driving under their belt. Known simply as Mama to so many of her students and athletes, she will certainly be missed.
Mr. Witt is retiring after his 33rd year teaching at his alma mater. As a coach of the girls' track team, a wonderful math teacher, our valediction speaker, and the class clown, even when he was teaching it, Western will miss you and your sense of humor. There are a few members of our class who are making a sacrifice that we know the 2 of us are not ready to make ourselves. Can those who are planning to serve in the military or become first responders please stand for special recognition?
That's everything Matt and I have to say. If you've ever watched the Oscars, they play music to kick the nominees off stage. Matt and I can't write a good conclusion, so this is our cue to get off stage.
Mr. Bonham said no to a military flyover and fireworks. And Miss Miracle said absolutely no confetti, so we're done.
To the class of 2017, congratulations, you've done it.
We're gonna go sit back down now. I hope to see all of you at our reunion in 5 years.